Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you all are doing great and studying regularly. So let's start with our SDG 14, that is life below water with a fresh page and fresh start. Okay, so this is SDG 14, life below water. Okay, so let's start with a challenge. So we are a land-dwelling species, but we depend more on our oceans than we can imagine. Oceans cover 3/4 of the Earth's surface, contains 97% of the Earth's water, and represent 99% of the living space on the planet by the volume. Over 3 billion people depend on marine and coastal biodiversity for their livelihood. Globally, the market value of marine and coastal resources and industries is estimated at USD 3 trillion per year, or about 5% of the global GDP. Okay, 3 trillion. Oceans contain nearly 2 lakh identified species, but actual number may lie in million that we haven't discovered it yet. Okay. Also, oceans absorb about 30% of CO2 produced by human, buffering the impact of global warming. They also serve as the world's largest source of protein, with more than 3 billion people depending on the oceans as their primary source of protein. Unmonitored fishing is also contributing to the rapid depletion of many fish species and are preventing efforts to save and restore global fisheries and related jobs, causing ocean fisheries to generate USD 50 billion less per year than they could. As much as 40% of the world's oceans are heavily affected by the human activities, including pollution, depleted fisheries, and loss of coastal habitats. Now let us see that why is it important. So coastal and marine resources contributes USD 28 trillion to the global economy every year. 28 trillion. But this is only a small part of why they are so important to our planet. The world's ocean, that is their temperature, chemistry, currents and lives, drive global systems that make the earth habitable for humankind. Our rainwater, drinking water, weather, climate, coastlines, much of our food, and even oxygen in the air that we breathe are ultimately produced or provided and regulated by the sea. Throughout history, oceans and sea have been a vital conduct for trade and transportation. So, careful management of this essential global resource is a key feature of the sustainable future. Now, let us check about that. How can we address this issue? So SDG 14 commits countries to unite over what is a truly global responsibility, that is the protection of our oceans and the life that depend on it. By 2020, countries commit to achieve the sustainable management of marine ecosystem, and in another 5 years, significantly reducing marine pollution of all kinds. Okay. This will require an international scientific partnership, regulation of harvesting and fishing, and enhance our research and knowledge on issues critical to the survival of life below water. Okay, so let's come on to now India section. India and SDG 14. Okay. So over a third of India's population, that is 35%, lives along its vast coastline. Okay. And nearly half of these coasts experience erosion. More than 1 million people in around 4,000 villages in India situated along the coast are employed in marine capture fisheries. Okay. According to India's fourth national report to Convention of Biological Diversity 2009, India is endowed with vast inland and marine bioresources and is the third largest producer of fish in the world and the second largest producer of island fish. Okay, inland fish. The India government's Sagarmala project, also known as Blue Revolution, Sagarmala project, also known as Blue Revolution, is working to improve the state of India's port and coastlines. To conserve marine ecosystem, the government has undertaken a national plan for conservation of aquatic ecosystem. Coastal and marine biodiversity protection is a key area to focus for the India. And again, the schemes related to this will be discussed further in our environmental section. Okay. Thank you for watching. In the next class, we will start off with our SDG 15. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye.